Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Matt.
And we're the Beer Mats. Beer Mats, Beer Mats, Beer Mats, Beer Mats, Beer Mats, Beer Mats, Beer. Strong. Strong.
So, welcome to episode 3 of our series based around the Oktoberfest beers. And today we are drinking Lowenbrau.
I'm looking forward to this one.
So, Matt, have you got some facts to hit us up with? Blow our minds?
Yes, so it was allegedly founded in 1383, which is quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
Were you born then?
No, but I believe my dad was.
Oh,
and he doesn't watch this, so it doesn't matter if I do make fun of him. It's fine.
As well as that, the name apparently translates loosely in English to Lion's Brew.
Lion's Brew, yeah.
Drinking the beer of lions.
Yes, the Lion King's Brew. Where the name derives from, I wasn't entirely sure because it seems to link to two things. Now, one of them was a gentleman who was linked to the brand called George Shaniter, or the brewery, sorry. He lived on a place called Lion's Group, which is roughly translates as Lion's Pit.
Okay.
But at the same time, there was a painting in the brewery of Daniel in the Lion's Den. So if you went to a Christian education, such as myself, you'd know that that's a biblical story. Munich and the region actually quite Catholic, so it makes sense, especially considering the origins of all these beers primarily seem to come from monasteries and friars making it, etc.
Okay.
So I'm not sure which one gave it the lion in the the Lowen aspect of it. I think it's quite cool.
No, it's
a good name.
It's a good backstory.
Strong name.
Strong name.
Like Matt. Strong name. Like
Matt is a very strong name. Lowenbrau was very popular in the 19th century. 19th. I can't say that.
Alright,
so Lowenbrau throughout the 1800s was probably the most popular of all the Munich-based breweries. Okay. However, in the 1900s, I think things started to take a bit of a turn. I think with the rise of Nazi Germany and one of the board members for Lowenbrau actually being Jewish.
Oh, okay.
That affected them, quite badly.
The gentleman was actually called Joseph Schulian, and I apologise again if I butchered that name. His family, supposedly, after the Second World War, were not responsible, but were very influential in helping the brand survive. Mm-hmm. They actually emigrated to the States, but, I guess it was a personal connection, and I think for them it was a triumph that brand carried on, and the people who were so derogatory towards the brand and their family member they're the ones who lost in the end, so
and now today it's still one of the country's biggest breweries. So much like Paulaner and Hackisch 4, which you drank in two previous episodes of our beer review, Lowenbrau are actually one of the 6 breweries allowed to serve beer at Oktoberfest.
With this one, it's an Oktoberfest beer, so like Paulaner, it's advertised as a fest beer, as opposed to the Hackisch 4, which, if you'd watched the previous episode, is a Marzen. Even though potentially they are a similar vein, they are just branded slightly differently. And when we open these, I'm imagining we're going to see the colour similar to the Paulaner.
And I like my light beers, so I'm hoping this will be quite a blonde kind of looking ale.
It's time to get cracking, open these beers up, and continue with who pours the best beer. Matt?
I think I'm going to win this time.
Do you think?
I don't know, we'll see.
Let's go with it.
So it's my house, this is my bottle opener, so I'm going to open my beer
Fair
first.
Enough. But again, what I like about this, when I looked at the bottle before, is it's continuing with the pull on. He's got the cool little logo.
It's a good logo.
You know what I mean? It's proper in keeping. It's like, when it's Christmas and you're buying stuff and you've got all the
when you think of Oktoberfest, this is...
There's a pretty blonde lady with a load of beers around. So
that's the images. Yeah.
That's what I want at Oktoberfest.
Right.
So let's get forward.
Oh, I've gone a bit too quickly.
What's going on with my one? There's no head in mine. You win this time.
Let's just do a comparison here.
You win this round. That's really bothered me.
Yeah, that's pretty piss poor.
Yeah.
Well,
let's just drink.
I missed the obvious pun there. Piss poor, because you poured it. Right, let's have a go. That's sweet.
Very.
That's very sweet. And we didn't mention before, this is a 6.1% alcoholic content beer. It's quite strong beer.
Really,
yeah, I mean, maybe not for a German beer, but for a UK lager.
Yeah, definitely.
Which are anything between 3, 4, maybe 5% at most. Yeah, 6.1 is quite strong.
First fills, apart from the sweet, very lively.
Yeah, let's. I want to get a quick close up of this lively beer while we can. So you might not agree, but looking at the colour, This reminds me of like a Stella Artois.
You know what I was going to say colour-wise? Like a cider.
Oh,
really,
you know what? I can see it now.
From what I can remember, looks lighter than the Paulaner. I won't compare it to the Hackersfall purely because...
From memory, I think it is,
that was more of an amber colour, whereas this is... I want to say it's like oil, like olive oil.
Yeah, blonder than blonde.
Well, yours looks lovely. I think my glass has got a bit of an issue because mine has no life, even though we bought the same bottles.
Blame it on the glass.
Yours looks delightful.
It was a pour.
Throws out the window. But I must say, drink-wise, because I've actually had this before. In a weird way, I prefer it this time. I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not enamoured with this. I'm not, I don't think this is the best I've had at the 3. But I do like it. So far, I'm absolutely loving it. It's a very sweet beer, and I like quite sweet beers. But it goes down very smooth. There's like zero aftertaste. Which when we tried Hackersfall last week, it did leave. Yeah,
there was kind of a bitter aftertaste. With this, there's virtually nothing except a little bit of sweetness.
And this is very thirst quenching.
It's very
great for that.
I would never really consider a beer as a thirst quencher, but this is actually
definitely.
It's actually doing that for me.
But I do like it. Definitely like it.
Definitely.
I think German beer is, people think just Beck's. Like for here, really, it's just Beck's, and that's kind of the main German beer I can think of.
I can't stand Beck's.
Yeah, it's my least favourite beer out of any German beer I've ever tried.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
Not a massive fan. No offence if you're a Beck's fan or if you're from Beck's watching this.
You know what? Offence if you're a Beck's fan. No, I'm just joking. No offence.
we don't want your can around here. This isn't planned, but I want to give a shout out to a friend of ours, Tim Beddoes, friend who I've worked with for a few years now. He actually went to Oktoberfest.
Oh, okay.
And he sent us some great videos, which I'm going to try and get some hard copies of.
Yeah, we'll have to try and work them in.
We want to try and work them in the future of him actually enjoying Oktoberfest. And he said he's got some beer mats.
Oh, brilliant.
From Oktoberfest. So, Tim,
Prost.
So, Matt, would you buy it again?
I would 100% buy this beer again.
I definitely, when I'm drinking it, seems your type of
beer. It's 100% my type of beer. I would buy this again. I would have people buy me this beer. Please, Matt, buy me this beer. No, I'm just joking. Please.
It's Christmas soon, dear.
I never thought of that, actually. Should we now be expecting lots of beer and beer paraphernalia for Christmas?
Just give you a heads up. For the foreseeable episodes, it will be based around German beers. We're just working through. We've got plans to then go into more of Europe, Africa, Asia, America. We really want to try a really good widespread. So any recommendations, even if we don't do it in, say, the next few episodes or even the next 10 episodes, we will come to them. Not a fan of ginger beer. You're not welcome here, ginger beer. Not welcome.
You're not welcome. Oh dear.
It's happened again.
So we've got to that bit of the episode where we like to give each beer a rating. So going from 1 to 10, what would you give this beer?
I'm going to give it a 7, so same as Hackers 4.
Okay.
But I feel the opposite about it. The Hackers 4 started off as a bit, I'm not sure, but got better and better. Whereas I think this is just, it's not, I like it, but it's not improving on each drink. It's like everything staying the same, you see what I mean? It's consistently a 7.
Okay.
Whereas Hackers 4, that sounds bad on Hackers 4, but whereas it got to a strong 7, but it's like, actually, you know what, when you have a couple swigs of this, really nice.
Sure, okay, I respect that. I'm actually going to give it an 8.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly. This is actually, for me, it's the opposite. It's getting better and better each sip.
Okay, yeah.
The first sip was great, better, and I'm just really enjoying this beer. So
7.5 then, I think
if we split the difference, we have to go with a 7.5. We gave the Paulaner a 7.5, Hackers 4 a 7, 7.5. So we've got a tie for first place at the moment.
Definitely. Covers really
sorry, Albert.
I'm so sorry.
It's the weirdest burps as well. They're not coming out clean. I think there's like some jalapenos stuck in there, all up in my business.
Why is it you would never think about having jalapenos on a sandwich? But at Subway, it's perfectly logical. Like everything I have, I'll have just mayonnaise, please.
But you'd have just mayonnaise in a sandwich?
Saying, I'm saying it's like I have.
What would you like on your footlong? Just
to
mayonnaise.
To be fair, I say that. Like I wouldn't go out my way to eat a horse.
No, I wouldn't like. Oh, there's a nice horse restaurant.
Yeah. Clippity clops down the road. Can't wait to have a burger. So I think that really completes this episode for our Oktoberfest based beers. This was the 3rd one in the series, so we're actually going to move on to Hofbrau next. Looking forward to that one.
Never had a Hofbrau, so
I've only had one once before, which actually is the Helles type, and I did really like it. So I'm really looking forward. I know it sounds silly. I'm really looking forward to this one because of how nice I found their Helles.
Okay,
so,
yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it as well then, in that case. So yeah, this has been another episode of Beer Mats. Thank you to everybody who's been watching so far. Thank you for all the feedback. Yes. Hopefully you've noticed we've upped our production quality a little bit, and we're hoping this will be a continuing thing. And keep watching, keep subscribing.
Keep sharing.
keep telling your friends. That's it from Beer Mats, really.
Beer Mats, yeah.
So, Prost.
Prost. And
thank you again. Bye bye.